Hi, folks. Welcome back to Vino Experienza with David Alexander. Sorry about the little break here between the videos. We've had a lot of work here at the homestead, trying to get our trailer up and ready for summer. Um, and I do miss being with you and sharing some of these information about wine, sharing some maybe some good bottles to go and pick up. And so we're going to continue on with our series on wine through history. And we have arrived to Bordeaux. Bordeaux, one of the, I guess I would say, the premier area of wine regions in the world. They have been world renowned for some of their wines, names like Rothschild, like Chateau Margaux. These are incredible, incredible wineries and chateaus that have been making wine for hundreds of years. Um, and so we're going to explore that today. We'll look at in the history of Bordeaux and then also experience some wine coming from Bordeaux that you can buy right now. So the history of Bordeaux actually goes back to AD 71. We actually have evidence of Pliny the Elder is talking about Bordeaux wine at that point. And the Romans were instrumental in bringing some of these plantings. They took some vine clippings from Rioja, Spain, brought them to Bordeaux and planted them there because they saw the potential of this area as an incredible area for wine. And indeed, it has really become that. It has become one of those premier areas. The Bordeaux area is really identified by the Gironde estuary that comes in from the ocean there. And it actually divides Bordeaux into two sides. So we have the left bank, which is bordered by the Gironde and the sea. And then we have the right bank, which is inland from that area. And the left bank is primarily Cabernet Sauvignon. The right bank is primarily Merlot. And these guys have, again, made incredible, incredible wines. And I think it was the Gironde estuary that really opened up this area for merchandising this wine. The British, who actually controlled much of the trade routes throughout the European region, they had easy access through the Gironde estuary to these incredible locations for some of the best wine in the world, and they were the ones that actually took that wine and sold it to the rest of the world. And it was just a fantastic, fantastic history. Now, in 1855, Napoleon, this is not the little short man that took over the world. This is one, I think, Napoleon III, if I'm not mistaken. They were going to have the World's Fair in Paris. And so obviously wanted to highlight some of the wines coming from Bordeaux. And so he asked the wine growers, he said, please create a classification. So as the people come from around the world, they can know which are the best wines. Why are the wines worth this much money? And so they did that. In 1855, they created the classification system called growths. And so they actually created 5 different growths. Obviously, the first growth being the most prestigious, the one that the wine growers basically said this is the best of the best. And those fifth growths are basically Chateau Lafite Rothschild, Chateau Latour, Chateau Margaux, Chateau Aubriand, and Chateau Mouton Rothschild. Now, there's only been one change in that list for all those years, and that's Mouton Rothschild, which actually moved from second growth to first growth. Um, amazing, amazing classification. Now, I personally have a little bit of a hard time with it, only because the fact is there's incredibly new winemakers on the horizon right now. They're never going to become a new chateau is never going to become a first growth. It's impossible because this has not changed. It won't change. It's going to stay like that forever, I guess. I don't know. And so, how about these new guys? How about these new chateaus that may be making incredible wines? They aren't getting the recognition. So be aware that when you're shopping for wine, obviously these first growths are excellent wines. They've maintained a great reputation. but some of that has been a historic rating, and maybe there's still some other things on the horizon here. There may be some other things out there that would be fantastic that we may never know. So be aware of that. Be ready to look for some things that may be fantastic. So, in Bordeaux today, we have the Bordeaux varietals. There's five noble grapes that are considered the Bordeaux varietals: the Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Cab Franc, Malbec, and Petit Verdot. We can add in their common air as well. That's used sometimes in the blending. And then for the whites, we have Sauv Blanc and Semillon. We have 273,000 acres under vine. It's the largest wine growing area in France, and the average vintage produce about 700 million. Average vintages, sorry, produce about 700 million bottles of wine. Incredible. And we're going to taste some wine right now. What I want to show you, this is a Ponte Canet. And what's incredible about this wine is that this particular wine is normally in the hundreds of dollars. It's definitely up there in price. This particular bottle, I don't know whether it's the vintage or what. This particular bottle, you can find this at Total Wine for about $80. That's incredible. That is incredible. This is a Grand Cru Pauillac from the region of the left bank. So it's going to be Cabernet heavy, fantastic wine. It's very, very. We opened this up last night, my wife and I, and so she had it for dinner, and then last night after work, I came home and had some. Let me try some right now. Now, Bordeaux wines need to open. Don't just open a bottle, pour it in a glass, and drink it. You need to let that bottle open up a little bit. If you can decant it, fantastic. Decant that for about 2 hours, okay? If not, just open the bottle, pour a glass, let it sit for 20 minutes or so. Let that open up. Last night, when I first poured this, even though it had already been open, the bottle, it needed a little bit of time. My first taste was a little bit acidic, a little bit bitter for me. In about 10 minutes, that wine just really opened and settled, and it was beautiful. So remember, when you're drinking Bordeaux, take your time. These bottles, now this is quite young. This is actually a 2021 vintage. So this is a little young. I would definitely decant this. And that's the thing with Bordeaux, it takes time. I find for me, that's why Bordeaux's are not my first go to because of the time. I just don't have the time right now to treat them the way I should. And I don't have the selling facilities to store these. Like this wine at $80, I tell you, I'd bet case and I'd sell that because you know what's going to happen in about maybe 5 years from now? Absolutely incredible wine. This has aging potential. It's a great wine. So don't be afraid of Bordeaux's, but treat them with respect and take the time to enjoy them. So, everyone, cheers. Ask that you subscribe to the channel. We're wanting to grow this. Tell your friends about it. If it's something that you find interesting, maybe it's something that your friends will find interesting as well. And thank you for being with us. Vino Experienza by David Alexander.